And for the third time, they do say third time's the charm. Third time on the Wing Sauce podcast, Sammy Kolowrat. Thank you very much for having us. She's an Olympian. We have a lot to talk about with that. And she also has risen to stardom in the TikTok realm. So thank you very much for joining us once again, Sammy.
Thanks for having me.
So what's new? Obviously, there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does being called an Olympian ever get old? I mean, and how many times have people called you that? Because I feel like if that would just be my new name.
If I was a doctor, yeah, right. Like I want that on my business cards,
Olympian Sammy.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, like I put it in my social media bio, and I'm like, is this weird? No, it's not weird.
It's not weird.
I don't know. It's weird. Like. I talked about it with my teammates and stuff, and it's just like, it still doesn't really quite, it doesn't really sink in because we're just like back to our normal thing, and most people are starting playoffs, so it's like you don't really think about it, but then it's like, oh yeah, I did the thing, so
did that thing.
So now, this is making history too, because this was the first women's team for the Czech, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was the first time in history that we have ever qualified. And we are getting so many comments. It was really awesome. We were getting so many comments of people being like, oh, I had no idea. Like we really had a team, and like, you guys are awesome to watch. You were awesome to you guys played really well. So it was really nice to know that people finally kind of saw us, because we've been around forever. But I guess because we were on this world stage, now people are like, oh
yeah,
they're good.
Yeah. So were a lot of the girls the same as your previous world teams?
Yeah. So our team was basically more or less the same from the most recent worlds, and a bunch of the girls I'd say probably 90% of the girls I played the last qualifier with, and the last maybe 2 qualifiers. So same core group of people most of the time.
Can you take us through the how you qualified, the moment you kind of figured out oh my God, we're actually gonna go, and was that, did you win a game, or were you kind of watching other teams, or I don't know how that works to qualify for the Olympics?
Yeah, so there's I think there's 3 turns. So there were 3 spots that needed to be filled because China got a buy-in, and so there were 3 tournaments based on ranking. So we were the highest seed that didn't automatically get a spot, if that makes sense. So I think the top 7 teams go. We were number 8. And then there was 9, 10. So we had home ice advantage because we were the top seed, and all the teams that we'd be playing in our qualifier group were ranked lower than us. So that was the advantage of being the highest ranked team that had to qualify. So it was basically a tournament. We played 3 games. We had to win all 3 games. And yeah, oh my goodness. Sorry, my notification was binging there.
You're an Olympian. You're very famous.
Oh no, not at all. But yeah, so we basically had to win this mini tournament, and we had I guess we thought our strongest opponent was Hungary, that we were playing last. So it was all up until that last game that we played. It was crazy. The rink was full. I mean, just insane.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a pretty close game too. I think we ended up winning 4-1, something like that. But
yeah, you never felt super comfortable until the buzzer.
Yeah, it was one of those things where on paper we should win, because we were playing Norway, Poland, and Hungary, and they were all ranked below us. But you never know. And then I think I scored the final goal, and I had to keep my shit together.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I would have went back in the net to grab that puck. Just I'm going to keep this one and hold on to it.
Right? We're insane. It was just insane.
You definitely made an impact, because I don't know if you just saw that comment that Dustin just had up, but someone right there just said that they thought that you were the best defender on the Czech national team.
Well, it's very nice of them to say.
So, well, just wait. She's definitely going to be your favorite after you see the TikToks.
Oh
And
God.
we'll get into that later.
Oh God.
But no, just walk us through a little bit about, like just being in the Olympic Village and just
The whole experience.
yeah, what is that like?
What
That's
is
insane.
the Olympic Village? Because like you hear about it all the time, but is it specifically like a village there that everybody's at, or like how does that?
I mean, it's hard to say like what it normally is like, because obviously, bummer we have COVID and stuff, so it's like a little bit different. But basically, it's like this whole, not like barricaded off, but like this whole like separate, like literal village. Like you go through like a security checkpoint. It says like Olympic Village ahead. You like pull in the street. You go through another checkpoint, and then it's just like all these like apartment buildings basically. And so on the apartment buildings on the outside, it'll say like what country it is. Like our building, you had to like go in between a couple of buildings, and then it was like apartment building, Czech flags on it. You walk in, Czech team stuff everywhere. And then if you like take the elevator up, it was like separated. And so you'd walk out the elevator. On the right, you would have a 2-bedroom apartment. And then on the left, you had a 4-bedroom apartment. You walk in, it was like a living room space, an area with like a balcony, and then like 4 little bedrooms and with a shared bathroom. So it was like kind of almost like college dorm vibes a little bit, but like nice.
So
really.
each team had their own. Each team had their own complex essentially.
Yeah. So like their own apartment building. Like obviously with like countries that didn't have as many athletes, they would have like maybe floors 10 through 15, while the other main country had like floors 0 through 10.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of split up like that. And so you just kind of like walk around the village, and you just like walk in between these little apartment buildings. There was like a COVID testing area, a laundry area, like a dining hall. It was kind of like a college campus vibe, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of, but in China and at the Olympics.
It's like, and everybody's like super athletic, and you're just walking around, and
literally there's people like biking around the village, like rollerblading, and I'm like, oh, okay.
We're like, okay, we get it.
So
people in the gym, I'm like, I'm not going in there.
So
I'm on vacation right now.
Right. I brought up a little TikTok that you posted about meeting some famous people in the Olympic Village. Just wanted to...
I don't think y'all realize what's going on. I'm about to do some shit with my fingertips.
So who was it?
Okay, well, the irony is like you really walking around, because there weren't any NHL, like, the NHL guys or whatever.
Right.
Like my teammate goes, oh yeah, that was like Ilya Kovalchuk, and I'm like, and then he's, oh yeah, it's Eric Stahl in the Swedish team. I'm like, oh. But I think the biggest one was obviously David Krejci, who was on our team, and like I saw him everywhere, and he would say hi to me, and I was like,
you're like wait,
it's so cool, but like
me
inside, he like walked in, and I had an interview. He walked into the interview, like my manager had arranged it, so he surprised me during the interview. We took a picture together. He was like, "Oh, do you want a selfie? I'm on camera," and I'm like,
"Oh." You should have been like, "Excuse me, I'm in an interview right now.
Sorry, you're bothering me right now."
Autographs later, David.
You're in my personal space.
I mean, I tried to like play it cool, but I was just like, no.
Yeah, that's not.
He's
there's
just
no reason to
trying
play it cool at that point. Like
he's just trying to gain more followers, because if you get onto Sammy Kolowrat's TikTok, you're gonna gain some more followers. So he's just clout chasing.
He's using me for clout.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
That's how you made it.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh my god.
So like in the building, would those guys like Krejci, would they, because they're in your building, so they're just kind of like walking around, you're in the elevator to go to your room, like they could just be just around and in the elevator with you, or
I mean, we had like a little what's like the English word, like in Czech, I guess if you translate it, as like a clubhouse, like just like a common space where you could like get coffee and like watch TV and stuff. Like we'd hang out with them in there sometimes, or we'd see them like in the dining hall area and things like that at the rink. You kind of just walk around and just like see a whole bunch of people. I don't know. It was kind of weird. It was nice to be able to like kind of mingle, I guess.
Yeah.
Not really, like a little bit with masks on.
That's awesome. I'm like throwing on, pardon me, because I'm going to throw on my like American hat. I'm just thinking like it'd be insane. Obviously, the hockey players that would be like the coolest thing ever. But then if you see like a guy like Shaun White or
Legendary.
like Michael, like a Michael Phelps or something, like I'm just thinking that's the Olympics then. But like that would be insane. Like that's like,
oh, absolutely. I was just like, I mean, even just like the Czech athletes alone, like there's like a speed skater who's won like 3 Olympic medals.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Like you're right there. You're real.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, I mean, the thing is there was 3 different villages. So like all the people who did like most people who did like snowboarding, skiing events were up in like the mountain village. So like couldn't see like Shaun White or whatever. But if I did, I would simply pass away.
Respectively,
I'm like, oh, am I in the ranks with these people? I'm just here, like I'm just first time, whatever.
That's awesome.
Sammy's like playing it cool around like Krejci and everything, and then Shaun White passes by, and she's like, "Oh my!"
No, I was just like, faint.
Apparently, Shaun White was snowboarding with the Louis Vuitton board.
Really?
Yeah, Virgil Abloh made it for him. It was like a late Virgil Abloh.
And what was this his? How many Olympics has he been in?
Dude, I don't know.
Like
he's been in the
6
Olympics.
He's like
his like 5th?
14. He's been playing. He's been in the Olympics.
Yeah. God dang.
And he's been ripping it up ever since.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
The other crazy thing is, Sammy, hold on. Sammy just started her Olympic career. I feel like I feel like the Czech Republic's finally made it in. So that's it's gonna be a steamroll of keep on going.
Like, the ground has been broken and it's paving away.
Yeah.
Well, it's all going to depend on. I mean, if she is just an influencer instead of a hockey player, you know.
God.
Tyler's not gonna let this go.
I don't think so.
No, I'm not saying it to give you shit. I think the videos that you put out are great. Like when you were going around the like just kind of showing everyone kind of like the snacks, like you were talking to us before, you were giving us a little walkthrough. No one really, unless you like search for it on YouTube or something, like it's nothing that we really think about. So it's kind of cool getting
that's
that
like exactly
that
what I
vantage
wanted.
point.
I wanted to. That was exactly what I wanted to see, and I was like, "Oh, this is so cool that somebody's actually doing this." So
it's seeing it through a different lens, and it's pretty cool that you were able to do that. And we want to bring up something else too, because we saw another TikTok that you had where you were like bringing up comments, like that people were saying. So like, what I mean, Dustin had to use like Google Translate for some of them, but like we need some context here. So
hold up, let's play the video real quick.
Some y'all like stop talking about me. Since y'all hate a bitch so much, the way broke bitches coming for me know it gotta be free. But I can't pay when I show up. Press, stress, obsessed, I got him. Everything I do, keep another bitch talking. Watching my back, cause these dudes be stalking. Watching my pet, got these broke hoes starving. Damn, you hoes hate me. Riding dick so hard, having babies. Y'all bitches so stop it. Making everything but a deposit,
So the first one I read something about it's boring hockey. Was that right? Is that the translation of them?
Yeah, like my dilemma when I'm posting and stuff is always like, okay, do I do this in Czech? Do I do this in English? Like, I don't know. I'm just like, you know what? People will see it. They'll just have to figure it out, I guess, because I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, basically, it was just, obviously people are super supportive, but there's always like people on the internet who are going to say bad things about you.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, you're gonna give me some content to use and I'm gonna use it. So just the gist of it, basically people being like, oh, like your games, like what you guys play isn't like hockey, like women's hockey isn't even a sport, like you guys play like shit, basically.
Guy's probably just on his couch, just throwing pizza in his mouth.
Exactly.
And they're talking to an Olympian.
It's a classic thing. And like people are like, oh, like how do you not let these hate comments get to you? And I'm like, because I know what kind of people are writing these. And it's like, and there's people then who are like, oh, well, everyone's entitled to their opinion. And like, if you post something, like you have to be prepared to like hear other people's opinions. And I'm like, oh, that's true, but then they're gonna have to hear my opinion back. And if they don't like that I have to say, then that's okay too. Like I'm not asking anyone to like me. It's none of my business.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, that's basically the gist of it. Just me compiling some of my favorite highlights.
Your fan mail.
So switching from hate, we have a comment. Someone wants to know what your favorite, funniest memory from the Olympics was.
Oh, easy. This is a story I tell everyone now because it is just like so clear in my mind. So at the dining hall, there was like all these different stations. Like there was one for like Chinese hot pot, like fruit, blah, 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 salad. And there's one that said pasta and pizza. And there wasn't usually any pizza. It was mostly just pasta. And I couldn't even make this up. Like I witnessed this Italian guy, this poor gentleman, he goes over there. He's like, where is the pizza? To this like poor Chinese cook who like they don't know what he's saying. Of where is the pizza? It's so easy to make. He goes, he's asking for the chef. The chef comes and goes, why is there no pizza? It's so easy to make with like hand gestures. I can't even make this up. And I'm just standing there watching this happen. The Chinese guy's looking at him. The Italian guy's pissed at him. He's waving his hands around in his little Italian accent, asking about the pizza. And the guy's just like, I don't know. And we're just sitting there watching him like, oh no.
That's like
lost in translation. 100%.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
but
you couldn't make that up.
I was like, I'm not trying to stereotype, nothing like that. But like, this is
that's a fact.
Real life events.
She's like, this is what happened.
He just wanted
that sounds like a Family Guy episode, honestly. Like,
no, it literally does. I'm like, I'm not trying to be stereotypical. This guy is standing there. Where is the pizza? It's so easy to make. I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this right now.
Sammy's like crying at the
I need
table.
to excuse myself.
She's like, hold on.
I'm like, please someone just
great
give
for
him the
TikTok.
pizza. This poor man, he just wants his pizza.
Oh my
Get the man some
God.
pizza.
Somebody get the man some pizza.
Yeah, it was funny.
That is hilarious. I wonder what sport he was playing. Because
Yeah.
at the same time, every time like a story like that, like I hear something, I'm like, well, he's an Olympian. It's just funny that there's I don't know, like he's super good at some sport, but like doesn't care about that. He needs his pizza right now.
He needs pizza now. He was promised pizza. Give him his pizza.
And so he was.
I showed up
to
to the village because somebody said there was pizza.
And so like with everybody having like obviously there's people learn English differently, people learn different languages differently and stuff. So he was saying this stuff in English to the chef.
The Chinese chef, yeah. And I mean, a lot of them didn't spoke like some broken English, but I mean, it was like his broken English with the Chinese guy's broken English, and I'm just watching like, okay.
So that's like what. So this is a serious question. So everybody speaks. Does everybody there speak English? Because it's more of like a common, like for people to speak like a common language, or what? Like, why does everybody go to English? I guess.
I don't know. I mean, I guess because I'm just assuming like none of us would be able to speak Chinese, so I mean everyone's just gonna default to English. I mean, at least in the hockey world, like most people play abroad anyway. So like if you play in Finland or Sweden, like, and you're from, let's say, Latvia, you're gonna learn English and speak English with your teammates versus trying to like learn Finnish. Be like me learning Swedish here like would not go over well. So yeah, I guess that was just the default for everyone. So
yeah. I was actually speaking with an old coworker. She was I found one of my coworkers who's from Guatemala, and he said that learning English is like so difficult because there are so many, like the spelling of one word and pronunciation of that one word could have a very similar spelling to a different word, or like the same, phonetically looking, I guess, but it's just so difficult because of like the different ways you pronounce things, or
yeah, that's it's
crazy to me. I wouldn't have really thought about it, but
yeah, whoever made that language up was stupid. So.
It could be worse. It could be Czech, which is just even the next level of just insanity, and I will never be able to speak it perfectly. And I am like, I've just not given up, but kind of.
Should we play the panda video where you speak in Czech?
Oh yeah, God, terrible.
Welcome to my monthly favorites. To zkusím dneska v češtině, nevím jak to dopadne.
Tak první věc je samozřejmě z olympiády, to je Mr. Panda. Koukejte se na to, to je tak strašně roztomilý. A jo, možná se to stalo, že jsem říkala plešatej pandu místo plišovej pandu. But it doesn't matter. Ten plišovej pandu mám na baťoch a je to docela nepoužitelný, ale je to tak roztomilý, tak je mi to úplně jedno. Pak mám ty sluchátka od...
So my favorite part about all these is like Sony. Is just like Sony.
Yes, I don't even try. Like I don't even try and make it sound like it's Czech. I'm just like English word. I'm taking my chance. I'm gonna pronounce it the way I know how.
Oh my gosh. So, what? So you said bald panda, but what were you trying to say instead?
So the word for like a soft toy, like a plushy panda would be blishovi bandu, but I said bleshati. And bleshati and blishovi are like similar enough where I guess I got them mixed up. So I was like, oh yeah, the bald panda. The bald panda. Everyone's laughing at me. I'm like, why are you laughing at me? I'm a freaking panda. And they're like, yeah, you said bald panda, not like plushy panda. I'm like, oh. Like people on the national team make fun of me all the time because I would say stuff like that. Like I'd say like, oh, I have really dry chicken today instead of, oh, my skin's really dry because Kuja is skin and kusha is chicken, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I literally can't do this.
I thought you just said the same word. Did you not?
No, I thought I said the same word too. That's the problem. I'm like, I should know better, but I don't. So it's
just the way it is. My chicken is very dry today.
Yeah, at least I'm a great source of entertainment. That's what I bring to the team. So.
Oh my god. Well, I want to go back to the village, but kind of like bringing the village to the game. So you're there, you like get there. Well, actually, first off, how many days in advance did you have to go? Did everybody show up? I guess I don't know how that works.
I think it depends when your event started. So like we were there on the 27th, so we had like maybe 3 days before our first 4 days. We were supposed to have 2 practice games before. The men didn't show up. They showed up maybe like a week later because their tournament started later. So I guess it just depended on when your event was, mostly.
Got it. Okay. So you're there for a couple days, and then I'm assuming you guys have ice time and you're skating basically every day. And then game time comes, and then it's like, are a lot of the other teams watching, or can you sit in the stands and watch if you're part of the Olympics, or how to?
It depends. I think for some events you had to have tickets, but they only gave a certain number of tickets. So like for the Czech team, like as a whole, like we only had, for example, like 15 tickets for people to be able to go to curling, for example. Mm-hmm. And obviously if we had practice, you couldn't go. I know some of the girls went, and then to the men's games, we didn't need tickets. We based on we had like an accreditation. Is that the English word? Basically like this card with our name and what zones we have clearance for. Because it was the rink, we were able to go in and out of there. So for the men's games, we didn't have to have any tickets, but other events, I think you would have to get tickets in advance to be able to be allowed in those areas of play. So
okay, got it. So then your games, how nervous, or maybe you weren't nervous, I don't know, what was the feeling on the first game? You're in the locker room, you're putting on the jersey for the first time, basically to get ready for the game. And then the rink is relatively empty just due to the protocols there, but you still got to be amped up and ready to go. How was just the vibe in the locker room? I'm assuming everybody was pumped, but still nervous.
Yeah, we were all crazy excited, obviously. And there was actually quite a few fans that came. I think they were allowed some of the public to come, so that was nice.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So at least it wasn't totally empty.
Yeah. At least they didn't have cardboard people, just
cardboard.
Yeah, I mean, I saw people there. I just didn't know if they were part of the Olympic. If I was working at the Olympics, let's say that chef that didn't know how to make pizza, let's say I'm
the Italian guy was at every game. Where is the pizza?
He's tracking me down. No, if I was working there and I had an off day, I'd be like, oh, sweet, I'm going to go watch a game. So I didn't know if the people, the spectators, were those type of people, but that's cool that it was open to the public.
Yeah, I think there were some open to the public. And then if you were a volunteer, you could definitely go to some games. And then if you were playing a different sport, you could too. So our men's our men's team came and watched definitely like our first and second games. We had like a little Czech cheering squad in the stands, which was really nice.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, like the rink was awesome. It was really, really cool and like super professional. Like they had this crazy like camera overhead that was like swinging around and all the like the replays and all like different camera angles. It was crazy. So I was like, whoa, okay.
So Sammy, being that you're an international hockey player, have you played in China previously or no? I can't recall.
I haven't played in China, but I played in Japan.
Okay, I couldn't remember where the worlds have taken place. I just lost my train of thought. Sorry.
Well, I'll pick it up. So
China.
yeah, so you're going. So you have the first game. You guys are excited there, and then I'm assuming it's like anything else when you get out there, then it's playing regular hockey at that point. And actually, I can't remember. Is this because it's international and typically it's on like we call it just Olympic size ice, but was this regular like standard ice or was this the larger international like Olympic ice?
It was like kind of a weird hybrid. So it was like in between an NHL and Olympic sized rink, which was actually nice.
Oh, it was different?
Yeah, it was I remember hearing something different.
Size. We play Olympic size here in Sweden, which is mega rink, like it's giant. Like so I was like, whew, less skating for me.
Soccer field.
Yeah, literally though. So yeah, it was like this. It was a hybrid size, so it was nice. You still had like a decent size neutral zone and like space behind the nets. So I was happy about that. Yeah, so it was we had like a practice rink as well that was the same size. So that was nice as well.
Did they just not like they were building it and they were like, we didn't really budget this out, so we got to make it a little smaller.
I mean, I was like, save the legs. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Make it as small as possible.
Smaller the better.
Coming from a defenseman.
I was just gonna ask, just talk a little bit about like the competitiveness. I mean, obviously you've played very competitive hockey before, but now you're on a stage with the world's best. You know, was that kind of factoring in to like in your mind as you're playing, or do you guys just go out there and play?
I think for us it was just like another day. I mean, like especially when like the group play, like we've played all the teams before other than China, which we kind of didn't know what to expect. But other than that, you just kind of go into it as like, here's another game, we have to win it. Like we kind of know what to expect, but just we focus a lot on like our own gameplay versus like scouting out the other team a lot. So that's kind of helpful in that you just kind of focus on what we're used to doing and what we need to do. I think the only time that I was like, oh my God, like, whoa, gotta figure this out is when we were going into the quarterfinals and I'm like warming up and I'm like, oh yeah, Hillary Light looks pretty big when she's on the ice.
much bigger.
We're like sizing them up a little bit. I'm like, okay, I think it's fine.
So
you should have just like stood at center ice and just like stared them down, like chewing bubble gum and just like eyeing them down.
I mean, I was certainly trying to be intimidating while like on the face-off circle, but like I was trying to. I just remember like looking over and be like, okay, like don't focus on them. You need to warm up. And then I was like, oh my God, stop looking.
Sorry, Dustin, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say, so the United States team's actually kind of older as far as like age wise. Is the Czech team kind of younger, or like what's the age range in that?
Yeah, definitely younger. I mean, we have girls that are still in college, whereas I feel like the U.S. team has mostly girls that are like out of college or like just finished college. So I mean, a couple girls are like barely 18. So definitely average age was lower than theirs for sure. So they definitely had a lot of experience to bring to the table.
Yeah, but in 4 years though, when you guys are back there, it's going to be a whole new ball game.
Story, yeah.
So where is that jersey?
The jersey?
The Olympic jersey.
My jersey?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got to have that like framed or something.
Well,
right?
where is it at?
I had a whole specific question on. I was like, the most important thing is, did you get to keep all of the attire that you got for the Olympics?
I hope so.
It's not just the jersey and socks, right? You get the jackets, the shirt, the
bag,
all the sweater. Like, how much stuff did you get?
Where's the beanbag? Where's the beanbag?
Let me walk you through it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you get that? Yeah, go through that. Is it like a box that shows up before?
If you have any extra stuff, send it our way, please.
Yeah.
So basically, before the Olympics, when I flew in from Sweden, you have to go to like a pickup spot, and you go in and you like get all your gear. It comes in like this giant duffel bag, like this big Czech Olympic team duffel bag. And then like I showed in one of my TikToks how I like took everything out and like laid it all out. So there was like
Oh, I missed that one.
tons of shirts, tons of socks, like pins. I can't even think, like power banks. Like we had like a whole thing of like shampoo and like laundry stuff. I was like, okay, I guess I'll take it, but like, sure.
Dang.
So like we got a bunch of the clothes and like the jackets and all that stuff beforehand, shoes, packed that, brought it to China, and then you get into the room and there's more stuff, and I'm like, how in the hell am I gonna bring back all this stuff? And there's more backpacks, pillows, like more shampoo, more like
You got to pay the extra luggage fee.
no, well, the thing is, we are only allowed to bring back our big duffel bag and then our hockey bag. And I'm like, I'm screwed. I'm like, I'm totally screwed. So I finessed that. We don't tell, the airline what I did, but I finessed it. So like more clothes, and then you buy more stuff there. We got to keep our game jersey, one of our game jerseys, and our practice jersey. What else was there?
You only got to keep one?
I think one's probably going into.
One.
Oh, I was gonna say I thought one might go to the museum and check just because it's a historic a jersey. Hey,
It's not bad.
Yeah, I think that's.
I feel like they should just make another one if they want to do that. Just make one more jersey.
Might as
Yeah,
well.
Just make one more, yeah.
Yeah,
it's not the same though because those are game worn. Like in the
well, you
Olympics.
got to auction off the game warrants. Yeah, I mean,
And Sammy,
Yeah.
were you were an assistant captain, right?
Mhm.
That's
Not a big deal.
That's got to be pretty.
Not
sweet.
a big deal.
you're like the price just went up for that jersey with the A.
Yeah.
They auctioned them off all the same price, and we were all saying you got to like boost the price because
Yeah,
you
you're
sold
like,
out
I'm worth way more.
literally a day. It was like
Like I'm a TikToker.
I bring extra value.
Did you? Were they signed? Were they signed?
I don't think they were signed. We had a couple of signed ones that they whisked away to do I don't know what with them. So I signed so much stuff at the
Jeez.
I don't have
Who's your
anything signed by
marketing
you.
Who's your marketing person?
I don't know.
You need to get those signed. You need
They just told me to sign it, and I said okay, and then they took it away. I said okay. Just here to play. So, but yeah, so we just like a ridiculous amount of stuff. So like I don't have anything in this apartment because I left it all in Prague because I was like, I'm not gonna bring it here and then
That's
back.
fair.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite item that you got?
I don't want to say my panda keychain, but I want to say my panda. So freaking cute. Like,
Your bold panda.
You don't understand these. Like this mascot made people insane. Like there was like an official merch store, and they sold these like big ones, like this.
Oh, I saw it.
Boxes.
People running.
I dead ass saw a lady go in there and buy 50. She came out with like 50 of those pandas. They were like out of stock. People wanted them. People like were waiting in line for hours just to get them. Like it was like madness for this freaking panda.
Oh
The stock
gosh.
price of the panda just went up because she's
Right?
scalping them.
Ridiculous.
So there's
I do-
stores or like
Go ahead.
Well, yeah, sorry. So you guys can like shop and in the village is like everything. So it's not just apartment complexes. You have like
There was like a little athlete mall where you could go in, you could get a free haircut. You could
Nice.
get your nails done. They had like a bunch of exhibits on like Chinese history and like the different Olympic facilities. They had free KFC and Pizza Hut. So the Italian guy definitely went to the Pizza Hut then, because where else are you gonna get pizza?
This is not pizza.
Oh, he probably spits on Pizza Hut.
There was like a Samsung store. There was like an official merch store, so like sweatshirts, keychains, all that stuff. Buy a bunch of stuff for your family.
So that white one that you were wearing with the Olympic rings is that?
I got that from there.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say that one's sweet. I didn't know if you got that, like if everybody got that, but
No,
I would have bought that one.
Had a bunch of merch, so that was cool. So yeah, there was like this little athlete mall where you could kind of go and spend some time, but other than that, it wasn't too crazy.
Yeah. So two kind of follow-up questions real quick. Sorry guys. A lot of
No,
questions
you're good.
on this.
You're good.
So it kind of sparked like where I was saying, oh man,
Connor's
I would
planning a
bought that
shopping
one.
spree in Beijing.
Yeah, I'm really gonna try to make the Olympics next time. No, like did your friends be like, hey, can you grab me a sweatshirt, or like did you?
The best part is I was gonna get them stuff anyway, and actually none of my friends really asked. The best part is like I would get these
You're like,
like
oh, you're in the Olympics? Cool.
I mean, I would get these random people in my DMs. Like I would have like 50 DMs and people like, can you send me a pair of socks? I'm like, worn socks or like new socks?
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you want like the check ones or like do you want like a random pair? Like
A pair of Nike socks.
Do you want my
Yes, I
Puma
can.
socks? Like,
And then people are like, can you get me like one of those pandas? I'm like, I don't even know you. I mean, like, listen, I understand, like, don't ask, don't get, but like, this is some next level stuff. Like, you think I'm just
But you're
gonna go
still
there and like buy a
ask
bunch
and
of
don't
stuff
get.
and send it to you? Like, okay.
Oh my god.
that Italian guy's like in your DMs asking for you to buy him a pizza, and so
You're like, man, it's free. You don't even have to ask.
Yeah. So like
Pizza
kind
right
of
there.
so last question on that is similar topic for me. So I hear in all the other Olympics, people are like their sport like ends throughout that time, and then like they go party, and there's like drinks and whatever. This year was a little different, so I don't want to bring that down. But if you so obviously you didn't know, but like is there bars and restaurants, like how do you have a party there if there's not like if the village isn't set up for
Yeah,
that?
so kind of a bummer because we couldn't leave the village. And I don't know if the other Olympics, like people can like leave
That's
the village or do
okay.
other things. Listen, we're the Czech team. So like when I say we had a beer fridge that was full at all times in our clubhouse, like it was full at all times. So like we do our own thing. Unsure what other teams were doing. But like Czech people, like they would literally take like an old plastic bottle and they would fill it with like homemade booze and they brought it with them and they would do
Dang.
shots of that. And
we're
like
partying.
people were bringing like 30 racks of like, it wasn't like we had Chinese beer. It was like beer that they brought from the Czech Republic to China. And
that's
it
what I was gonna ask.
a
Yeah.
never
That's what's in
ending
their bag.
supply. You would go in there at any time and the beer fridge was full, completely full. It was
Wow.
insane. So like, I don't know what other teams were
My
doing,
kind of
but, like, we
people.
had no shortage of like a good time going.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, that was that answers my question because I was curious how that happened.
You know it's going to be a good time when there's a plastic bottle with no label on it and you're here. They're like, here. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. And they're like, just.
It just has 3 X's on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, literally though.
In
It's like
black.
homemade something rather. Like I might die, but it's sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Totally worth it.
This is not water.
No, literally. Exactly.
Yeah. It's so now coming home, or what are you doing now so you can kind of update people that are watching and listening? What are you up to now?
Yeah, so I am back in Sweden playing with my like club team, I guess. And we start playoffs in a week. So
Woo-woo.
trying to win the championship here. Hopefully we go all the way. So that's what I'm spending the next couple of weeks to months doing. Yeah, just living my best life in Sweden right now.
So
sorry, go ahead, Dustin.
No, go ahead, Tyler.
I was just gonna ask real quick about I know with like the NHL, obviously the players weren't allowed to play in the Olympics this year, and there would have been like, a what was it, like a 2-week hiatus from the NHL or whatever, the Olympic break. So was that kind of the same thing for the league that you're currently in as well? I imagine that there's probably other players that were in the Olympics too. Was there a break in the season, or did they just keep playing?
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to come play here and why our coach wanted a lot of us to come play here was because they have a built-in 2 or 3 week break in the season for the Olympics, because like most of the Swedish team plays in this league, so like there would literally be no league to play in if we all just kind of like pieced out.
Yeah.
So everyone is just coming back from that break right now, so it worked out really nicely. We didn't kind of like disrupt everything, so it worked out.
That's nice.
Super
Sorry,
good.
Dustin.
No, I was just gonna say, didn't you get some exciting news about career as opposed to hockey?
Oh, career stuff?
Yeah.
Yes. I will be going to medical school in the fall.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got into my first choice school, so gotta figure out what I'm going to do next.
No,
I'm
that's
still
awesome.
trying to figure out what I
Yeah.
want to do when I grow up.
Yeah, if you
so.
figure that out, can you let us know?
Yeah.
We're trying to figure that out.
Still
Too.
working on it, unsure. You know, we'll see. I have like a lot to think about,
Yeah.
but got
what
into school, so that's nice.
The best part now for you is, when you get a new job or you do random things at school and like everybody has to go around and there's always like an interesting fact. Hey, tell me one interesting fact about you. You have like the coolest answer of all time for the rest of your life. You never have to think about anything.
Yeah,
You're like, oh, I'm an Olympian.
Point. I mean, that's
Yeah,
like when people ask me like, oh, are you gonna get the tattoo? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, where are you gonna get it? And I'm like, I'd get it on my damn forehead if that was something acceptable.
I mean, it kind of is. You can be like a SoundCloud rapper.
It's true. I don't have any bars though, so that's kind of a problem. So
Whoa. We've heard you sing.
okay, bars, as in bars, more like rapping. No
rapping.
rhythm and flow
Okay.
there.
I was gonna say,
None.
yeah.
Do-
So,
do-
just in case everyone doesn't know, Sammy's like a singer, a TikToker, an Olympian, a doctor. Just get the list, dude. She's everything.
She's a Swiss Army knife. She could do it all.
Trying to dabble in everything.
So
Gotcha.
if you want to learn how to rap, do me a favor. Just go ahead and watch 8 Mile, and just study the master that is Eminem.
Sammy, please tell me you know what 8 Mile is. You've seen that movie,
I've
right?
seen 8 Mile.
Okay,
I know
okay.
Underground. Come
Okay,
on
just
now.
check it. I was like, oh, hold on.
That's our hometown. It's beautiful here.
Yeah.
It's
in
real
Michigan.
real
Wait.
paradise.
One thing we didn't touch on in the Olympics, the pens. That's one thing you're super excited about, all the pens.
Oh yeah.
So tell us about that. Like, what's the deal with the pens? Like, why are they special? What's cool about them?
Yeah, so I like when I got all my Olympic stuff, we had like all these Czech Olympic team pins, and I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do with like 50 of these pins? And then I come to the Olympics, and I was like, oh, everyone, like people come up to me and be like, hey, do you have like pins to trade? And I'm like, oh, that's what they were for. So it's just like almost a currency kind of like a sort of like collector's thing, because every country has like their own unique one. So it's kind of nice to like have your own collection, and then there's like all these other ones you can trade with, like the volunteers who work there. They have their own set of pins. They had different ones from like sponsors and stuff. So it's just like kind of cool to like, it's not only a great icebreaker to like get to talk to someone else, but it's also nice to have like some memories to be like, oh yeah, like these are the countries I traded with, like these are the people I saw. So
it's like the yearbook. It's like,
yeah,
hey,
exactly.
It's my yearbook, but can I have your pen? So what was your favorite pen? Like your favorite one out of your haul?
Oh my goodness. I have to say, I think Team Slovakia's pins were really, really cool.
There's no bald panda.
They're like, no, sadly. So
Oh.
sad. But like they had cool big ones. Now it's even better because they won a bronze medal. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly the kind of
Yeah, that is cool. That is cool.
So it worked out great.
So we have one question. Someone's asking, will you ever be doing a live stream on Instagram or TikTok sometime?
I was gonna do one tonight actually, but I'm debating on it. It takes so much energy. It's like I do it at like 10 o'clock and I'm like in my jammies and I'm tired. So it's like it feels so gross. I'm like, oh.
One more question. Are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed. Right-handed in everything I do. On the ice, writing, everything, throwing. Yep.
See, I'm left-handed with writing, but everything else is right-handed. Very goofy.
Yeah.
That's like my brother. He's the same way.
Yeah, I'm a mix of a bunch of different stuff. But
Connor's like, I'm ambidextrous. I could do whatever.
Definitely not. But but yeah, no,
really trying to be an Olympian now.
Yeah, it's like whatever I can get my hands on. I'll do you left hand, right. I'll use my feet if you want me to. Just get me to Beijing. No, I mean I know that we asked a bunch of questions. I was kind of going through the comments here. I know we answered a couple of them. One of them was like, could you drink alcohol at the Olympics? We definitely touched on that. It's like yeah, the whole fridge actually.
Whole entire I mean, listen, it's very special Czech team quality. You're not going to find that in any other countries. I can guarantee we do not have a fully stocked beer fridge.
Oh, we got one more. Who was your favorite teammate?
My favorite teammate. Oh gosh,
I'm putting her on the spot.
I can't just choose one.
You have to choose one. This could be from your teammate. Who knows? No.
I cannot choose one because I'm gonna get in some serious trouble.
The go-to is always the D partner, isn't it?
I mean,
there you go.
it could be my D partner, but I also played with like 4 different people, so it's like, listen, I don't want to get blacklisted. So
that's fair. Someone's curious: is it possible to meet you somewhere in the Czech Republic? Right now you're in Sweden, so probably not.
I would say moving forward, you can buy some tickets to a game and see you in person.
That's probably the best way.
I always said that I was gonna do like a meetup in Prague or something, because like a lot of people, it's super easy to get to downtown Prague, and I live close to there. But then I'm like so overwhelmed because then I'm like, oh my god, what if they think I'm not cool in person? What if I'm just cool on the internet? Like, I don't know. Or they like meet me and then they're speaking Czech, and I'm just like, oh my god, I have no idea what you're saying. Like I have so many fears. Like I would love to meet new people and make new friends, but it's just like a me thing where I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna disappoint them.
You gotta have a translator with you,
just in case.
Yeah, literally though.
Man. So that was it. So I think the answer to that question is stay tuned on your Instagram and TikTok. You let everybody know. But that's all I had.
I had one video I wanted to end up on.
Oh,
Just,
let's do it. That rink is sweet.
Right.
and for those that are listening
so
to this,
sad.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the opening ceremony.
We didn't talk about. Oh yeah, hold up.
That was sweet. Yeah, super quick. How was it?
God.
Like I don't have anything.
How was
specific.
that? Like that's gotta be crazy.
It was okay. So like 80% of it was like, because like you have to like stand around, you wait for your country to get called. It was like mostly a lot of standing around. We did get free snacks, so I can't complain. I had food at all times. But like walking out, I can't even think about it. It gives me goosebumps. It was like just the most insane thing ever. Like the lights, like the whole stadium was full, and just like this giant like walkway, and there's all these lights and flashing and music, and I'm just like overwhelmed and overstimulated.
Oh, I'd be emotional.
Yeah.
The video looked incredible. I couldn't imagine what it would be like in person.
No,
you know,
I'm getting goosebumps, and she's just telling me the story.
It was, I mean, it was just absolutely crazy. Like seeing people from your same country, like wearing all the same clothes and like living that moment together.
Oh yeah,
was just absolutely insane. And it was like the first time for so many of us, and we were just like, I am just speechless. I mean, we were just like freaking out, just like, oh my god, this is like actually happening.
Yeah, like looking around like, oh my god, we're actually in this moment right now. It's crazy.
Do you know who carried the flag? Like, did you know that person, and how did they randomly pick that person, or how does that?
It was crazy
beforehand.
So it was actually it was our captain.
Was it? Oh, that's awesome.
So I think like the Czech team, like I think there was like an internal vote as well where you could vote for people, but I think it was her. She was definitely carrying it, and I think the other guy was a figure skater that we were voted for. So
that's awesome.
It was crazy. I mean, especially because she is like the oldest member of our team. She's been trying to go to the Olympics for so many years, even has played more qualifiers than I have. So, I mean, it was just like such a well-deserved moment. We were all like so happy for her, and just like to have that experience together was just like ridiculous, just crazy.
Yeah.
So one more comment.
Yes, we'll end it with this. That was the last one.
Just to make you feel better.
Yep.
People want to meet you. You're cool. Stop overthinking it. And they can speak English just in case, though.
Oh my god.
There you go.
You got fans, Sammy. You got fans. Now you have to.
God
right? We appreciate you jumping on.
Yes, thank you so much.
It's sweet.
Thanks for having me. I love talking to you guys and talking about the experience. It was cool.
Yeah, we love having you, and thanks again. We're gonna end with this little video. It's a little outro video, and then thanks, Sammy. Have a good one.
Thank you.